Hola, Hannah here. We have finally finished the final videos of our training with the modules. Hopefully you found these to be very helpful and insightful as you navigate through your training with Viva Spanish. So the last thing that we're going to talk about in this module is the next steps, what comes now that you have received all of your video training. So let's talk about that. So if you haven't already, we're going to work with you to schedule a meeting with your school. So generally we will go and we will meet with the principal and we will just discuss where you'll be teaching, if you have a classroom or not, if you're going to have to store your stuff in your own little office somewhere. So we'll talk with them about all of those logistics and then we'll find out when the various trainings are that you can attend with the school. The school orientations are not required. However, keep in mind that they will enhance your experience at the school. So we do encourage you to attend those meetings if you're available. However, we do not require them from the standpoint of Viva Spanish. So it's up to you whether or not you choose to attend those meetings. At the school, you will want to work with usually your computer teacher or whoever's in charge of technology to get set up with a school email, and generally they will also set you up with the login for the grading system that they use. So you will probably be using that grading system at your school to track the grades. Get with your computer teacher and they can usually give you a brief training on this, or sometimes they have an all-teacher training, so if they have that you can also go and attend that. In your school binder, under the School Specifics tab, there is going to be a piece of paper that is a really helpful worksheet you can use, basically just to fill out with the names of important people at your school. So we recommend you do that so that way you can remember names. Great way to make a connection is to know people's names and use them. But this worksheet will have lines for principal, secretary, the nurse, and other teachers that you might need to know around the school. So that's a really great worksheet that I recommend you fill out. So as we know, some of you will be traveling teachers and some of you will be in a classroom. So with that, you will want to just figure out where your materials are going to go and get set up for your first day. So you can either come in early on your first day or maybe even come in the week before you start just to get yourself all set up in your classroom or in your office space, wherever you'll be. It's important to have yourself set up so that way you have a good first day of class. And so we recommend that you do that. Remember that you can use those 10 hours that we give you extra in order to go and set up your classroom or your materials. We would like you to prepare a letter home to the parents that you can send on the first day. That'll either be sent through the online grading system or you can send it home the first day of class. But either way, we like you just to send an introductory letter, introduce yourself, tell them about how you know Spanish, and then what the expectations for the school year will be in Spanish class. Generally, it's easiest to write one for K through 5 and then one for middle school, since middle school is a little bit more rigorous, and so the letter will have a little bit different of a tone. So once you prepare those letters, please email them to me. I like to just review them and make sure that they look good and are grammatically okay before we decide to send those to the principal for the okay to send them home. So that's an action item for you, is please prepare those letters and send them to me before your first day. Another thing I would like for you to do is to, obviously you'll need lesson plans for your first day, so please send those to me as well before your first day. I just want to review them and make sure that we're on track with good solid lesson plans, and that way I can provide you with any feedback that I feel like you need for your first day. So as you know, your first 60 days with Viva Spanish language programs, you are on a trial period, which all that means is just that we're going to spend a little bit more time with you to make sure that your onboarding and initial experience is very successful. So what that training is going to look like for the next 60 days, we are going to have a weekly phone call, you and I. Yay. So we will arrange to schedule that. What I'm thinking is that those will be on Fridays. So we'll talk once a week. It doesn't have to be a long conversation, but just to check in to make sure that things are going well. The second thing is on Mondays, I will be doing a live stream on Facebook And that's something that you can either log on and watch as I'm doing it, or you can always watch it later because they'll be saved and posted on the Viva Spanish Teacher Talk. So you should watch those each week. They will just be going over different topics and situations that are arising as we begin the school year. And then finally, you should be engaging in the Teacher Talk. Post pictures, post questions, anything that you have in there, so that way you can really make the most of Teacher Talk and getting to know the other teachers on our team. As we talked about in the operations section of the modules, you'll be receiving an email from Sandy every Friday. We call it the Viva Viernes. And this email is hopefully in place of multiple emails throughout the week that you might receive from us. So we try to save all of our content for the Viva Viernes. And so in that email, we hope that you'll read it. And there is a section at the top called Action Items. So that section is the most important because it tells you things that we need you to do, for us operationally on the back end of Viva Spanish. So one of the things that you'll see every other week in that action item section is to fill out your timesheet. Remember to fill out your timesheet with the hours that you are working. You have a certain amount of hours that you're contracted for the school week, and then any additional hours would be part of those 10 hours that we give you for extra things. So you will fill that out and send it to Sandy, and that's how you will get paid. So you should continue working with Sandy. I know that you have probably been in contact with her about getting all of your paperwork in. So if you haven't already, you should be working on the background check, getting your Virtus training, which is the 3-hour session about protecting God's children. That applies only to the Catholic schools. You will be sending Sandy information to create a teacher profile and send her a headshot so she can make you a teacher ID. You will be creating a application for your non-tax license. This will allow you to work in the non-public schools at any age level teaching Spanish. And then in addition, Sandy will need your tax forms, either your W-2 or W-9, and your direct deposit information. So she'll be in contact about all of those different things, but just continue to be in communication with her to make sure that you get everything in and that you get paid and all that good stuff. So that is that. The final thing I want to talk to you about is the $10 that we will be sending you in your first paycheck, and this is going to be for you to buy a treat for your staff members. So put it in the staff room, leave a note, hola, bienvenidos from your new Spanish teacher, and leave out cookies or donuts or something. Just a nice little way to kind of get a soft introduction to the team, and everybody loves free food, so it's a great way to make an introduction. So this sums up all of your training modules that you will receive. I hope you're not sick of me yet, but I'm looking forward to working with you throughout the school year. If you have any questions, you know my email by now. Phone number is 440-376-0835. Put it in your cell phone and contact me anytime you need anything. I'm looking forward to the start of the school year, and I hope to see some of you at our training kickoff. Gracias. Adiós.